Hey everybody, how's it going? It's a Daily Shooter, and today I want to talk about who I think is the most anti-gun Democrat running for president in 2020. At first I thought it was Kamala Harris, then maybe I thought Eric Swalwell, but no, there's actually one that's worse. Now, I suppose I should start by saying I don't think there's a single Democrat running in 2020 that doesn't at least have some form of gun control as part of their platform. That means it's a major agenda point for them should they become elected president. Now, imagine if you get a Democrat president, they keep the House, and then they also take the Senate. That's going to be one of the first things that they try and push through is going to be gun control. And it's across the board. Like I said, I don't think there's a single Democrat that doesn't have that as one of their major agenda points. But some, believe it or not, are worse than others. And to me, I think Cory Booker is the worst. You know, I used to think it was Kamala Harris, and then I thought maybe it was Eric Swalwell with his whole nuke comment and everything else that guy wants to do. But I think it's actually Cory Booker. Cory Booker is the Spartacus moment guy. Cory Booker came out with a plan for gun control that basically takes the Second Amendment as a right and turns it into a privilege. His idea for gun control includes permits, fingerprints, photos, IDs, background checks, registration, you name it. That's part of his overall agenda, and that's what he's going to be pushing for. So let's talk about it a little bit more in detail. Okay, so Cory Booker's plan. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this. It's actually a pretty thorough plan. He's got quite a bit that he wants to accomplish in the world of gun control. And let's start off with the big one. He obviously wants to reinstitute an assault weapons ban. He wants to get rid of assault weapons. He doesn't believe that we could be trusted with them or that we should have them. So he wants to go after that, as well as solve semi-automatics. Anything that's semi-automatic is also considered bad to Cory Booker. He believes that the government should be the only one to have that. And we all see with Venezuela and other countries what happens when the government's the only one that has stuff like that. So he wants to go ahead and he wants to get rid of those things right off the top. Now, everything else that he says that we can have as a privilege is going to be subject to a whole bunch of different rules and regulations. One of them is going to be fingerprinting. If you want to get something, you're going to have to go through fingerprinting in order to get a permit. Part of the permitting process on top of fingerprinting is you're going to have to submit all of your information, your address, your name, your date of birth, social security number, all of that stuff in order to get the permit, and they're actually going to take your photo. So you're going to have a thumbprint, you're going to have a photo ID, you're going to have all this information that's going to be available to the government, and he actually says he wants to create a database of people. So it's not just the fact that you're getting this permit, which is already completely unconstitutional right on its own, right? But he also wants to create a database of all owners across the country. So everybody who owns anything across the country is going to have to be in part of their database, and anybody who wants to acquire anything new is going to have to go through this process. Again, fingerprints, photos, and all the information that he wants. Now, when you actually go to get something, then you're going to have to register that. You're going to have to register it, and it's going to have to be registered with that card. That registration is going to be kept in a separate database along with all of your information that the government will have. That way, if they want to, they can go ahead and reference everything that you own, including who you are and whatever other information that the government deems necessary. So here's the other part on top of that. So not only does he want you to have the IDs and go through the registration, the database, the background checks, universal and all that stuff, but he also wants that to be able to expire. And he wants the government to have control over the issuance and the withdrawal of that card. So the card would expire in 5 years. That means that in 5 years, you would actually have to go through the process all over again. I'm not sure what fees or anything else would be included in his plan, because you're going to have to fund this new big government bureaucracy somehow. But yeah, he's going to obviously have to charge fees in order to accomplish this. So there's going to be extra money involved too. So you're talking about the fact that you're going to have to go through it every 5 years. The government's going to have a database of who you are, what you own, your private property, and all of that stuff. There's going to be a ban. I mean, you name it, this guy has put it on the table. There is nothing that he doesn't have on the table. Now, we all know that it's not going to hold muster in court. We all know that obviously, there would be some pushback, lawsuits, and so forth. But the one thing that I have, or at least a problem that I have with the Republicans that are in office right now, is that they're spineless. I don't see them fighting back against any of this stuff. We had a majority for a long time, and they didn't take advantage of that for anything. Where's my concealed carry reciprocity? You know, where is all this stuff that I was promised? So far, the only thing that we've had so far are bans on inanimate objects. So yeah, I'm not super sure that they would actually do anything about it, other than maybe whine and moan and cry about it. You know, this is something that would have to be handled in the courts. It's going to have to be handled by private citizens and people like, you know, Gun Owners of America. You know, these are the type of people that are going to have to fight back against this stuff. The only way that we can actually make sure that this doesn't happen is that we don't let them take the presidency. We don't let them get in office, because Kamala Harris got a plan that's very similar. Eric Swalwell, again, this is the guy who mentioned nukes. Yeah, we want him to be running the government where the government is the only one with arms. No, I don't think so. And then Cory Booker's plan is to basically rid you of your rights altogether. Just pretty much strip you of all your rights, take the Second Amendment, switch it over, let's just get rid of it as a right altogether. It's now a privilege. So anyway, guys, it's food for thought. That's what this video is supposed to be about. It's food for thought. You want to make sure that if you're inactive in elections typically, that this year you become active. That next year when it actually becomes time to go out and vote, you become active and you actually do something about it. Get off the couch, even if it's for just 1 hour of one day ever. Get off the couch and go do something. Just vote, okay? It's the only way that we're going to be able to stop this from happening. It's a very important topic. I want to thank all of you very much for watching. If you want to support the channel, please check out the links in the description and in the comment section. I'll put some links down there. We got t-shirts, we have vinyl decals, and I want to thank our channel sponsor, recent channel sponsor, which is Cali Bolt Action AR. These guys recently jumped on board. I want to thank them very much, because even though YouTube has pretty much demonetized the channel, it's those links below and guys like this that keep us going, that keep the fight going. So thanks again very much. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.